Yo, people, lateness is greatness back in the building. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Chelsea versus Liverpool. Let's be fair, Liverpool versus Chelsea. You man are at home. Preview. And we got Team Kopish in the building. If you're wondering where Drifty is, he's having a couple of sound issues, but he's going to make it. Don't worry. I'm just going to keep adding him in. Until I can hear it. I don't care, Drifty. I'm just going to keep adding you, bro. But we got Callum and we got Matt. Welcome to the building, brothers. How are you doing? Man?
Good, brother. Good.
All right, I'm blessed, you know. And I can't have a lie, bro. I like the intro music.
I was feeling it. I was vibing
I was a little bit like, I hope the people don't see me and that. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Man, just done it low key. Like, yeah.
Perfect. It's got a little beat to it, do you know what I mean? A little bit.
No, it has. Yes.
I like to keep it interesting. It's really random. Look, see, this is the first time now. Let's see if this works. Drifty. Can we hear him? 1, 2, testing.
Yeah.
Yes. He's here. In the building.
I love that. And Drifty.
No, I realized what it is. Because we're filming back to back, obviously, I didn't want to use the same phone for both because of battery issues. But my old phone, I could see some kind of dirt's got in the speaker bit, and that's why you lot couldn't hear me. And unless I can find a pin, I'm not going to be able to like get the fluff out of whatever it is that's stopping stuff. So I'm gonna have to sort that out at a later date. So yeah,
that's all mad. Fam, I worried for you there because I remember when this happened to me. My phone, my Android, just less said about that the better. Yeah, that whole thing just lock off, no sound, can't press no buttons. I was like, Jesus, man, these OnePluses. But people, let's get straight into the review. The chat is already here. Big up yourselves as well. Listen, this game is starting to stress me out, people. I'm starting to get wrinkles and I'm only 23. Do you know what I mean? I'm a young guy and I'm already starting to get stressed because you guys' record at the moment, I feel like it's getting people gassed when it shouldn't. Like the sleeping giant effect is what I'm looking at now because I know you guys have lost quite a few games in a row at home. If anything, that scares me more. I remember when we had to play Southampton a couple of weeks ago, they had lost like 5 games in a row. Of course, Charity FC, Chelsea FC, Oxfam, donations, everything, just handing out points for free. And you guys, I know you won at the weekend, but you're in tough form. Callum, I'll start with you. How are you feeling going into the game? Are you nervous? Are you feeling hyped? What are you thinking?
So shall I tell you what it is? I'm mainly nervous, but because I know so many Chelsea fans, I get hyped. So it's like Chelsea fans I'll be honest, Chelsea, Man United and Arsenal fans, they bring out the worst in me when it comes to being a football fan. So like, I'm nervous going into the game, but as soon as I start speaking to Chelsea fans, they're like, yeah, can't wait to go to Anfield and smash you. I'm like, no, I'm not having this. hype time. Well, and then get to the game and I'm like, yeah, I'm nervous about this one. But it's going to be a tough game, but I'm nervous. Yeah.
Matt, how are you feeling, bro? I don't know what my people are doing, hyping us up to smash you lot. Yeah, we need to keep our mouths shut. We couldn't even get past Man United playing World War II football at Stamford Bridge with their low blocks and everything. We need to keep our mouths shut, fam, until the final whistle. What are you saying, bro?
No, I hear that. Do you know what, actually? I'm a bit like Cal in it. When it comes to like certain teams, like I am kind of gassed in it. And even though we haven't been the Liverpool, so to speak, the real Liverpool because of injuries and whatever, I ain't going to go into it. It's not about that time. But I'll just say this, bro. I think us winning our last game was imperative, innit? I think if we would have lost that game, coming to this game, I would have been shook. But I'm actually quietly confident. Not massively confident, but I'm quietly confident. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I back my team as always, innit? So we move, innit?
Mad. And Drifty, bro, how are you feeling? Are you confident? Are you singing the praises of the front three, or is the defense worrying you? We have to get into team news soon as well, because that's nuts.
For real.
Yeah, I did a little preview a little earlier on, and it started to make me realize that we got a lot of issues that I tried to forget about, especially with Ali maybe not be playing. Fabinho's looking like he's not going to be back still. So I'm just looking at
Klopp said they will be. Klopp said they should be.
Yeah, Klopp said they should be back.
Well, this is the thing. Apparently, they have been at the training ground. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually going to be okay. So it's one of those ones where, like, we're going to have to actually wait until the moment. And I mean, we spoke about on our channel, Ali, for example, Callum says it best. Sometimes you got to save people from themselves. I don't even know if it's a good idea if he plays, even if he is in the team, because how's his head? How's he feeling? I saw the emotional post he put up yesterday of his dad when they were doing the baptism with Firmino and all that. And I just thought,
yeah.
there's no way his head's right. There's no way he can act like his head's right. His head ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And we all know what happens when you're emotional. You either make mistakes in a bad way or you overcompensate and you do something in that way. So I don't even know if it's a good thing anyway, if he plays, to be honest with you. Like, it's not even a week or just about a week. Ain't no one getting over the death of their father in a year, never mind a week. So I'm just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the defense. Attack, we can switch on at any moment, or we can be switched off like we have been for the last couple of weeks. I don't know what Liverpool's going to show up. It's so tough. We played Leipzig and their man switched on, bagged the goal each, Mane and Salah. We've got a 2-0 advantage. We switched on against Crystal Palace and we beat them 7. But then we switched off against Burnley. We switched off against Southampton. We lost. I don't know, bro. If I'm being honest, I have no idea. No idea.
I was thinking the same, when I seen, obviously, rest in peace to Alisson's father passing as well. And I just thought to myself, there's no way he's ready to play. Because that position is all about concentration and being switched on. Because as a Liverpool goalkeeper, normally you're not going to really have to make too many saves. You're just going to be needed maybe 3 times, 4 times for big moments in the game in terms of big saves. And that's where you got to be switched on and you got to be concentrating. And to go through what he's had to go through for the last week, not even, and then have to step into a massive game like this where we've spoken about it off air, where the game, magnitude of the game is huge. It's the top 4 race now between us, Everton, West Ham, Leicester. Man United is still really in everyone's reach. Like, someone big is going to miss out. And in a season with no gate receipts, in a season where financially teams are struggling, missing out on Champions League football is bigger than ever before for any club. So especially when we speak about Liverpool and the way that you guys operate in the market as well, I feel like Champions League football will be massive if you can secure it, and you'd hope to get it. Going into the game, obviously for us as well. I mean, bloody hell, man, we're unbeaten under Tuchel, but 2 draws in the last 2. So the momentum slipped up a little bit. And I keep saying, regardless if this is Anfield or not, this is a must-win. I mean, how do you guys feel like you're going to approach the game? I'll start with you, Matt. How do you feel like you're going to approach the game? Because I'm looking at your team, and I feel like with the injuries, obviously we don't really know who's going to play and who's match fit to available, and you know what I mean, back from injury. It's very different. I mean, Thiago Silva's back training with us, but Tuchel's already confirmed he's not going to play because he's just not match fit. Like, your defense is wounded regardless, because obviously Van Dijk is not there. You've had to sacrifice midfielders and push them back into defense, which is then compensated for the midfield being poor as well. So it's messing up 2 departments instead of 1. Do you think Liverpool will keep pressing and keep being high up the pitch, or how do you see you approaching the team?
This is the thing. I think for us as well, we treat it the same. It's a must win, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're level on points with you guys, right? Oh no, sorry, you're a point ahead of us, and I think West Ham are 2 points ahead of us. This is a must win for Liverpool, and as you said, getting into the top 4 and staying in the top 4 and getting Champions League qualification, is mighty. Like, I can't even. That is the priority for us, isn't it? Like, priorities have switched from league title because of injuries and whatever and loss of form to now we have to get into the top 4. It is imperative, because financially we can't afford not to be in the top 4. In terms of the game, I'm pretty sure Klopp will be saying to the guys, we have to go at them, because I think you're a team where we have to be on you 24/7. I think the way how Tuchel's got you lot playing, I think he's brought, in my opinion, a bit more pragmaticness to you guys, but you're very good at keeping the ball. And I saw that against Atletico Madrid. You went to Atletico Madrid, and even though it wasn't like some swashbuckling football, you dominated the game, even with and without the ball. Yeah. And I kind of felt the control that you lot have had since Tuchel's come in, we have to kind of get into your faces. And this is the thing. No crowd at Anfield is a big thing. So the players are going to have to replicate that themselves. Yeah. If we don't win this game, in my opinion, we're in serious trouble. Like, we just are. And I think the same goes for you guys. Both teams need this top 4. Us more so because of our financial model, as you said. We rely on sell to buy and sponsorships and things like that. Whereas Abramovich is more, I'm going to put my money or put my hand in my pocket and you know what I mean, and do the thing. So we have to win this game, and in my opinion, anyway.
100%. I think as well, when you add on to that as well, the fact that I feel like Chelsea play possession to defend, because our defense is so ropey and it can be so dodgy at times in terms of. But previously, before Tuchel come in, our defense was sometimes leaking goals. Since Tuchel's come in, We've only conceded, I think, 2 goals, clean sheets in nearly all the games. One of those 2 goals was an own goal. So our defense since Tuchel's coming has been unbelievable, you know. And I think keeping possession has helped us with that. Obviously, the back three as well, more numbers as well, helps us there. So going into this game, even without Thiago Silva, I'm quite confident our defense not leaking at least no more than 1 goal. I mean, Callum, are you worried about your front three in terms of getting the goals? Because obviously, defensive-wise, we know the issues, but going forward, you guys haven't really been the same this season, have you?
Yeah, so this is where it's a bit of a weird one, bro, because I reckon well, at the moment, you've been playing 3 at the back, haven't you? You've been sort of playing a 3-4-3, haven't you?
Yeah.
When you look at how we play against teams with a 3-4-3, we actually match up really well to those sort of teams. And again, got to take with a pinch of salt. We beat Sheffield United, who are playing a similar formation, but they obviously haven't got the quality that Chelsea have got, which is just obvious to see. However, I feel as though when we play against teams with a back three, similar to when we played Tottenham away from home as well, we seem to do well, because what teams tend to do is one of their centre-backs will go and follow Firmino around. And that's actually when he comes into his own. That's when he's at his best. If you've got a defender who follows Firmino around, you're playing into our hands, because then you're leaving Salah and Mane isolated 1v1 with another centre-back, that's our game. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Whereas when teams play a 4-4-2, they tend to just not follow Firmino around, and then you've actually got 4 against 2 in the attacking sense. So I think it will actually work out better for our front three playing against a back three as opposed to if you went for a back 4. So I actually think this could be a game where the attackers have a bit of success.
I'm wondering if Tuchel knows that, because when we played against Barnsley, he switched formation mid-game because they were pressing us quite high up the pitch. And I feel like you guys will probably press us as well. And he switched to a back 4 to help our build-up play because we wasn't able to escape with the back 3. And a lot of people have suggested already that maybe if we do switch to a back 4 and we play Chilwell, and we try and build up from the back like that, potentially we might have more success. But I would be surprised to see us change formation when we played the same formation every game since Tuchel's come in, bar that one switch in the cup. I have to ask as well, the way that you guys, I mean, a lot has been made this season already about your depth, and people are questioning your depth and do you have enough depth? Did you guys, with your owners, spend the money that you was meant to spend in the window just gone? What's everyone's take here on that? Because I feel like sometimes it's a bit harsh. When I look at the amount of injuries you've had, I think to myself, can you really prepare for that? Like, can you prepare to have all of those centre-backs out? Like, because there is such a thing as having a bloated squad. And I feel like Chelsea fans will know this better than anyone. When we've had a very bloated squad this season, and we've actually done very well for injuries. I think we was bottom for days missed from our players for injuries this season. But we had we have 3 left backs. We had 5 left backs at the start of the season. In the end, Lampard couldn't control it. Things happen behind the scenes. And then next thing you know, boom, everything blows up. And then, you know, people are disgruntled and not playing for the team. And you've got 2 sides in terms of seniors and youngsters. I feel like you can have a bloated squad. So, I mean, Drifty, where do you stand on that? Because people are really criticising Liverpool's squad depth this season, I think.
Yeah, it's a combination of 2 things. It's a combination of our squad players are injury prone, and therefore when they do play, they're never up to speed because they've been trying to get themselves fit and into match form. And then the question of, are they actually good enough? Now, I personally think if you take all of our squad players on form, they're good enough. Out of form, they're not good enough. And I think because a lot of our players are always out of form, it's why it doesn't look good. It's very easy to lose sight of things when things are going wrong. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, Shaqiri, Origi, Minamino, in isolated incidents, you can make them look like terrible players. Oh, look when he did that. Oh my God, I can't believe. Oh, look, he came on for 10 minutes. He was crap. I played the other day. He didn't do nothing. Oh yeah, how much rhythm has he got? When was the last time he got a run in the team? Is he actually fit? Is he match fit? Those things have to be taken into consideration. We just haven't got time for it. And that's the unfortunate thing with football, isn't it? All those players I just named are high caliber footballers when they're on form. Shaqiri, come on, man. If anybody thinks Shaqiri isn't a talented footballer, then they don't really know about football. But in our system, does he suit? Don't know. Is he ever fit enough? No. So therefore, he isn't good enough. So it's like, it depends which way you look at it. You know what I mean? You can spin it ways. Shaqiri played against Barcelona and we beat them 4-0. Because in that game, he was able to release his qualities even just for a moment, and it helped us win the game. If he was a crap player, he couldn't do that. Do you get what I mean? We all know Naby Keita is a brilliant footballer. We can't get him fit enough to play him, And then when we get a scenario where the other players are injured, it's more frustrating. He's always injured because he can't fill in now when the others are injured. So there's loads of like, do you get what I mean? There's loads of variables to put it simple. We've got players in our squad that we might not think are good enough, but they'd be the best player in a mid-table Premier League team. Do you get what I mean? And I'm not even saying that in being stupid. I think if somebody like Shaqiri went to a West Ham or something, he'd arguably be their best player. It's just... but it's real talk, bro. It's arguably be their best player.
Yeah, top 3.
It'll be top 3. I think it'll be top 3, though.
There's an
argument.
Any team outside the top 6, he'd probably be their best player. We've got to be honest. Do you get what I mean? But it's just the issues that we have with them not being able to be fit for us makes us feel like our squad's not good enough. Matip always injured, bro. It's actually a joke how injured.
It's true.
But what is Matip? Top 5 Premier League defenders, if you're talking about ability? Easy. Easily. So, it's just frustrating. It's just so frustrating, man. It does our head in. So, I don't really know. It's the injuries, bro. It's the injuries.
And someone here with a super chat says, fun fact, nothing to do with the convo, but Adrian is the highest win percentage of any Liverpool player. Are you guys worried about, because from what I know, the drop-off is incredible, right? I don't know if that's tongue-in-cheek. I don't even know if that stat's even true. Big up.
No, it's tongue-in-cheek. Flintoff, he's a subscriber of ours.
No, but the wicked thing is, it might be true because
it's a fact, but it's tongue-in-cheek as well.
Yeah, of course it is. My man don't play as well, but we know about Adrian, basement. But let's not even do this right now.
If Adrian plays in this game, it pretty much goes from being 50-50 to 75-25.
Is it that bad? Because everyone's saying that if Adrian's playing in goal, we just need to pop off shots.
Yeah, that's what you want to do, bro.
Don't you remember the FA Cup last season when Willian got the first goal against us? Yeah. That was an Adrian mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Adrian is... Bro, listen, I don't want to go into a tangent because we do it enough on our team, but bro, Adrian, you just don't want him in it. You just don't want him at your club. And that's no disrespect because, again, he's a professional and he does his thing. But in terms of him being at a top 4 club, top 6 club, bro, Adrian's not that guy for you. He's just not. Because who's your second choice goalkeeper? Is it still Caballero? Is it?
Our second choice goalkeeper is Kepa. So
sorry, Kepa, bro.
I prefer not to speak in it.
No. I hear that. I'm telling you for now, Kepa over that. Easy over
no way. Are you serious?
Cal.
No, hear me out, bro. No, hear me out. Kepa's a better goalkeeper, yeah. But when Kepa makes a mistake, it is a madness.
Adrian's mistakes.
But Adrian will make consistent mistakes. But you see Kepa, when he makes a mistake, it's doom after that. It's doom.
The battle of the second choice goalkeepers, yeah? What about... Do you guys remember when Claudio Bravo was in the Premier League under Man City? And he was leaking goals every game. He couldn't save anything. And then Pep had to sell him a season later. Well, they had to replace him a season later. Is Adrian on that level? Are we talking that bad? Because Bravo was a joke.
He's worse than Bravo. I
don't want to pile on Adrian because people are always going to think that we go too far. And I get he is a human, so you have to look at it from you can't just always banter him. But you see the difference with Bravo and Kepa. I think what happened is they either couldn't deal with how the Premier League is, or their confidence was drained. And as a goalkeeper, it's probably the hardest position to regain your confidence in because it's just you. You're on the I Am Legend thing. It's just you, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no one next to you. There's nothing. Whereas with Adrian, unfortunately, it doesn't even matter if he's in the form of his life, bro. He's a championship goalie at best, even at his peak level. So what you got to do with Kepa? Why did you guys sign him then?
Was he not good? I thought he was decent.
But that's another story.
Let's not go how we signed him. We didn't pay for him. We didn't. Yeah, let's not even.
A man was walking his dog in the park and was like, "Hold on a minute, is that Adrian? Oh shit!" The less said than that, the better, bro.
Bro, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. Some of your signings are looking mad booky right now because even when you guys tried to address the centre back situation in January, I was like, come on, you got more peas than that, surely.
I'm not saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. Because do you know something? Listen, exactly, you're a Chelsea fan, and even you think from a rival's perspective, you're thinking, What, Liverpool just bought Ben Davies from Preston and Kabak from Schalke, who nobody wanted, and you can tell Liverpool kind of don't want him because they've got him on a loan with a view to a permanent. What does that tell you, bro?
And
that's a lot.
He's got to get you in the top 4 now.
If I speak, I'm in trouble, bro. Because people say I've got an agenda, so I'm not going to say that a minute. But they come at me.
Serious question, because obviously you're a rival fan, so we can probably be too emotional about things sometimes. I speak for myself. I get emotional about Liverpool, and sometimes my logic goes out the window. When you saw that as a rival fan, that you obviously know we needed a centre back, at least one. Yeah. And then you saw the caliber that we brought in and the fact that we could have maybe tried and pushed the boat out. As a rival fan, how do you perceive that?
I just perceive that is that y'all broke. Like I was so confused because what was so confusing to me is that it was glaringly obvious, right? So you had the whole window to address it. And then I saw links with Mustafi, and I said to myself, "No way is this no way is this the level the champions of England and then previously champions of Europe is shopping in this level of player. Surely not. This is Lidl's and then own brand, and then it's getting that way now. Do you know what I'm saying? Before you guys were shopping in Waitrose with your Thiago Atlantas, and now I'm seeing, Lidl own brand. Do you know what I'm saying? It's nuts. Like, it's just a golfing quality. It's like there was a recession or something just in your club. I couldn't believe it. Do you know what I mean? But for me, yeah, I'm like, surely you could at least like gone into the Premier League and said, right, we're gonna go and get, I don't know, we're going to go to a Brighton and go and try and get a Lewis Dunk or Ben White, or we're going to go and get a Connor Cody. Someone, because you're Liverpool Football Club, right? Any of these brothers in the mid-table or even below that are just great, solid centre-back would have, jumped at the chance to join Liverpool. Liverpool show any interest, and I'm pretty sure half of these guys are putting in transfer requests immediately on the spot. You have the opportunity to play on the clock, a team that's just won the league, a team that's been in, top of English football and European football for the last 3-4 years. Ever since that Europa League final defeat to Sevilla, I know it wasn't the win, but you showed your quality there, beating Dortmund and whatnot in the run up. And I'm thinking to myself, you're going to Preston and borderline relegated Schalke for your food. I'm like, you man are gonna go hungry, bro. it's nuts. So
we did, bro. We're basically the kid who, at the end of term, it's just about to be Christmas. Everyone can see man's shoes are talking, innit? Like, man's been playing too much football and man's whole soul is like flapping, yeah? Everybody goes away, comes back after Christmas with fresh trainers, but you can just see that our dad just glued our soul back on and we got the same shoes on we had before. That's us. That's us. It's plain and simple. And now we got to hope that glue lasts until summer. Yeah. That's us, bro. Like, and you know what? It's actually really, really upsetting that what I'm saying isn't even a joke. It's actually true. Now we've got to hope that Gorilla Glue does what it says, bro. You get what I'm saying?
If the wind starts blowing, it could be a madness.
I know it might rain, bro. Like, how's that Gorilla Glue gonna hold up with the puddles? Do you get what I'm saying? Like that, and we just gotta hope, bro. We just gotta hope, bro. There's gonna be a lot of wet socks this winter, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh my, that analogy's finished me. It's finished me. Do you know what's mad? Yeah, obviously I want to get you guys, thoughts on Tuchel, but this is because it's a predominantly Chelsea channel. I do want to just really hone in on Liverpool. It's an opportunity for us to get into the rivals there, a little bit of opposition analysis. I have to ask before we get onto Chelsea, but Trent, this season's been a bit up and down. I'm a bit surprised. I mean, do you know what it is? Yeah, he's very young, and I feel like people forget just the heights that he's hit, and then now you're just seeing, okay, young players having an off season. Do you think your team had any sort of, because true say before the injuries come in, you still lost, to Aston Villa. There was still a little bit of a chink in the armor at some points in the season. People were starting to talk about complacency and things like that in the team. And then you went on a run and you kind of like blew everybody out of the water. Even with the injuries, I think Jones came into the team and, you was cleaning up. But there was a moment where there was a bit of complacency. Do you feel like this Liverpool team are feeling it a bit, obviously the injuries, but also just mentally? Because I do sympathise with you guys a bit when I'm on the big six. I think to myself, mentally it's a bit draining not having the gap in between winning a league and then going straight into another season. It's hard enough to defend the title as it is. I feel like complacency and mental fatigue can start to set in when there's been such a small break for a team that have been at the top for so many years. there's always going to be a cycle of a dip just naturally, regardless. How do you guys feel like on that? I guess I'll start with you, Callum.
Yeah, I think you make some good points there. On Trent, it's a difficult one. I've been quite critical of Trent this season, but again, it's really easy to lose sight of the fact he's so young, the fact he's barely had a break since he's broken into the team, and he hasn't really got a ready-made competition or a ready-made player there who can come in and actually give him a break. I mean, Nico was starting to get himself into a bit of form before Trent came back, but again, I don't think Klopp really trusts Nico to play for like 5 games in a row if he knows Trent is fit, because Trent is that much better than him. I think Trent's also been hampered this season with the fact of us not having a settled defence as well. The defence and the midfield, especially not having Fabinho and Henderson in midfield a lot of the time, hurts Trent a lot, because he's our De Bruyne to an extent, in terms of he picks up positions on the right hand side, and he's the one that creates for us. And when he does that, Henderson usually fills in there, and then it's either Van Dijk or Gomez who will fill in there for him as well. So they kind of allow him to do his creativity, but he's been shackled a lot more this season because of the injuries we've had. And I think in terms of complacency and tired and fatigue, I think that's where the frustration for me came in the summer, that these players had played for so many years together and rarely had a break. And even when you look at Firmino, for example, Copa America, back straight into playing in the league. Sadio Mane, African Cup of Nations, straight back into playing the league. And then it's like, all right, who's taking the burden off these players? Because they are human beings at the end of the day. And I don't think we've addressed that properly, especially since we won the Champions League. I think we could have signed a couple of players that summer. I think we could have signed a couple more players in the summer just gone, even though we did do good business. I just think we needed a few more top quality players just to alleviate the burden and just to give us a bit more of that boost. I mean, we saw when Jota came to the team, Mane and Salah had to up their game, or else they knew they were getting dropped. Firmino got dropped because Jota was outshining him. So it's just having that kick up the backside that humans need, and just being like, look, you're good. What you've done for us is great, but we need to maintain this. So if you're not pulling your weight, there's someone here who's ready to come in and do that.
Yeah. And I think as a Chelsea fan, I can relate. When we've won titles previously, the summer after winning the titles always been a little bit dead. Like, it's like we think, oh, we're at the top now, we can just chill. And that's when you're meant to kick on and level up and sort out the depths of your squad, or start looking at certain positions and say, is there enough competition here? Do we need, another player in this position just to give this one a kick up the arse? And I feel like that's where you guys have fallen short in some degree. Someone saying here with the super chat, thanks very much, for saying, I'd like to see Trent moved into midfield as Genie replacement and sign ICUMI. I think ICUMI is not really a right back. I think he's more of a wing back. So, it's like, obviously he's way better than Dorothy, but I call him Dorothy from EastEnders. You know what I'm saying? At Tottenham. That brother has just gone from hot to cold immediately. Like, he was doing great at Wolves, and then you stick him at the Tottenham team. It's awful. It's
Massive Dorothy,
God's joke. He's always got a cigarette in it.
Just on the smoke break, just Dorothy, just chilling. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's moving like. It's just no sense of awareness. Doesn't know what's going on around him. Happy to be there. Do you know the ones that you're just happy to be there? There's so many people in this game that are just happy to be there. Solskjaer's happy to be there. All of these brothers are just happy to be there. That's just how I see them. They're just free spirits. Do you know what I'm saying? That's Dorothy at Tottenham right now. You've gone from Walker and Trippier. Let me not even get onto them. Do you know what I mean? But I just think it's funny. Where do you guys stand with FSG before we go on to Chelsea as well? Because we look at the money being pumped in, which is, it seems to be like a sell to buy situation. I know it's nothing to do with the game, but it's just, when am I going to get an opportunity to pick your brains on this again? I feel like, are you confident going into the summer ahead with FSG? I just want to know where everyone is. Anybody FSG out here? Are we going to say, what you're going to say excited for the top Reds. Just,
I bet in it, top Reds are they're recording this, That's how I kind of just went like,
yeah. You know what? Yeah, I've said this because I was on, shout out to Lewis. I was on his channel earlier on and he asked me the same question. It's mad. Okay. Everybody just wants to know. It's mad. So I basically broke it down like this, yeah. Because I think analogies are always the easiest way to make people understand where we're coming from. So we're the kid whose mum and dad are still together, and it's a very stable home. All the bills are always paid, and everything is always all good in terms of there's food on the plate, you've got your lunch for school, you're all good. You can maybe even go on the occasional school trip. How much is it, son? All right, cool. You know what I mean? And you can do that. But you don't get pocket money. So you watch other people being able to buy stuff that they want. You can't do that. You don't get pocket money. And at Christmas, you'll probably get what you need. So you might get some new training. And they'll be in the sale as well. But like you need it though. So it's like, all right, or you might get a new coat for school because you always got a massive hole that you can't sew up. You get what I'm saying? But when you get back to school, big man, you're hearing all your brothers go, hey, I got a P5, are you mad? Next man's all like, I've got that new screw above that electric man been zipping around the end, brother, you mad? And you're just like, yeah, the coat I'm wearing now, still, yeah, that's what I got. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like, your parents are not bad parents. They have got your home, like they've stabilized your home and you will always have a roof over your head. You're good, but you're never going to have any fun toys. You're never, ever going to have any fun toys. So when we're talking about these Haalands and Mbappes, these PlayStations and all this, we know, man, we can only dream. We watch the advert. We might go around the Brethren's yard and get to play it. You get what I'm saying? But we'll know we'll never have one. And that's what it feels like. FSG are very stable, great businessmen who will always keep the club where it needs to be financially in terms of we won't fall off, we won't be dead, we won't have to worry, we won't end up like Hicks and Gillette anymore, none of that. But when it comes to that little bit of extra, we know we're never going to get it. And it's never going to make us be the kid who can come back and join in the conversation after Christmas about what the new Spider-Man on P5's like. It's frustrating.
And Drift, I hope I don't mess up what you just said here, but I'm going to add to what you just said, yeah? You see FSG as well, bro?
Yeah.
They're the same people that will say to you, you want that P5, but then you better go and sell your N64, your SNES, your Mega Drive, your PS4, your TV, and on top of that, give us some rent money and then you can go and get your P5.
Yeah, and then I might let you play it on the front room TV, but remember the myth, the computer mashes up the TV. Do you remember that?
Yeah. These analogies are fire. Oh my goodness.
I'm done. You remember that ones there? Hey, when you go around Auntie's house, can I pay the PS whatever? No, I'll mash up my TV. What you Auntie, just put it in the SCART league. Auntie, I just want to put it in the SCART and put it on channel 6. Channel 6. Scotland! I'm done!
You have literally just taken me back to my grandma's house.
You remember that one
real though? It's real. What
night you can't go into as well? You know that living room where it's the special living room. You can't go in there.
Yeah.
With all the glasses in the cabinet and all that.
Yeah. You can't touch that. Because I've done it with grandma.
If you get caught in that room, you're finished. If you get caught in that room, you are done. You might as well write your own obituary.
Callum, you lost.
Don't run up and oh my god, you finished me. You've actually taken me back to London, fam. Oh my goodness. Super chat coming in. Trent's also had to play a lot deeper this season due to Fab and Hendo missing in midfield, which affects the attacking output. Like I said earlier, I feel like from the moment you sacrificed the midfield for Hendo and Fabinho moving to centre back, you just killed two birds with one stone because they're not centre backs, and then now you ain't got no midfielders as well. So, and like you spoke about already, Keita can't stay fit, Thiago can't stay fit. So it's been a bit of a myth in terms of.
Bro, the whole team got affected by it, bro. Because remember, a lot of our creativity came from the width as well. So literally, the centre back position being destroyed has effectively ruined the entire team. Yeah. Like literally, the whole team is thrown out of sync. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. Like we're trying to drive in a straight line, but the alignment is off. And as soon as you let go of the steering wheel, it's a start. Do you get what I mean? Veering. Like we can't stay straight right now, and it's just messed up the whole alignment, bro.
Because the chances created now, midfield are gone. The fullbacks, like you said, can't push up because the centre backs ain't there. Do you know what I mean? It's now midfielders. Yeah. The Trent's looking over. He's like, do I really want to leave Henderson by himself like that? Probably not. So let me just sit back. It's nuts. I can't lie. It's actually nuts. If Klopp had the same budget as Pep and any 100%. Listen, I could not agree more. Listen, I understand Pep's Klopp's the top manager. If he was given the same budget, I remember when we went in the race for Timo Werner with you guys, and you guys pulled out over a release clause. I was like, what is going on here? Like, it's just a little release clause. Just pay it, because he was tap dancing, twerking in Camden Town for you. Do you know what I'm saying? He was ready to go. I was watching it. I was watching Timo Werner unbuttoning his collar in the interview for Leipzig, coming to Liverpool. I want to play for Liverpool. I ain't forgotten, Timo. I ain't forgotten. Listen, Timo's gonna have to start slapping in some goals. I remember him tap dancing.
Bro, I'm telling you, listen. You see Timo, yeah? When I thought we was getting him, I was like, listen, guys, we're getting Timo Werner, because all the noise we heard was that he was coming to Liverpool. We wanted him badly. As you said, he was doing everything to come to Liverpool. Listen, I'm pretty sure man probably done the silhouette challenge and sent that to Klopp, blood. Like, everything. Man done everything he could. But no, FSG said, listen, no, we're not paying that. No, another time, brother. And we had to just settle and leave it. So, brother, it was peak, bro. I can't lie.
He did flirt with us for a while. Like,
he done a lot of flirting. There was more than flirting.
What do you mean flirt?
He was sending
there was
nudes.
more than flirting.
Whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? We was buying him a drink, whatever the situation was. However much
he was sending nudes, bro. It's not flirting when you're sending nudes.
Whatever it is.
The Bill Clinton thing. You know, it was a Bill Clinton thing, innit? Straight. It was a Bill Clinton thing. You already know, innit? I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Brother's mad. I'm just saying, innit? Like, but again, hindsight is a mazza, because even though I'm not going to sit here once and say Werner's a bad player, so I don't think he's a bad player. I just think the way how your team was structured, especially under Lampard, I feel like that made him lose his confidence. Him playing on the left-hand side was not good for him either. He was playing a 4-2-3-1, sometimes a 4-3-3, and I felt Timo Werner's got to be playing down the middle. He has to be playing down the middle for me. And maybe even try 2 up top, because this is the thing.
That's what I'm saying. That's how he played with Leipzig with Paulson. He played in the 2. And I feel like playing left wing for Chelsea and playing left wing for Liverpool is different, because your wingers are basically inside forwards. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And Firmino drops in. Our winger is a real winger, and he's on the touchline and trying to do dribbles and 1v1 and build up.
That's not Werner's game.
Why is he out there? Do you know what I mean? It's you've left the man with no raincoat out in the rain. That's basically what happened. It's nuts.
Yeah, 100.
I mean, he still hasn't been scoring under Tuchel, but he's been better.
Do you not think that I'm not even trying to shade Chelsea here, but do you not think that you do that a lot? Because what you do, having all the money that you have, is you use, in my opinion, other teams' scouting system or the obvious choice a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And you don't even think where he's gonna even fit in. You just want him at your team because you've got all the money, and it weakens others if you get him. Yeah. And then you just do it. Because when you look at the players down the line, like, I'm like, Chelsea didn't need that guy. Like, I'm going to keep it honest with you, bro. I don't think you needed Havertz or Werner, to be honest with you. I think they're just superstar players in the making, and you jumped on it so no one else could get them. Yeah. Like, you didn't need either of those 2 players. Not in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's that there's a situation where I'm like, if you're going to buy these players, but then play super possession football with Timo Werner, I'm like, does it really make sense? Do you know what I mean? He seems more like a counter-attacking player. Like, Chelsea do this a lot where they buy players that other teams want. We've done it with, I think we did it with Pedro. We've done it with Mikel. We've done it many times, especially with Man United.
Willian, you done it with Willian back in the day. Yeah.
We've done this numerous times. Even when you man were trying to get Chamberlain, I think we tried to also get Chamberlain.
We
couldn't quite get it done.
You stole Salah off us the first time.
Yeah, the first time.
They did. Yeah.
Couple of kidnappers we offer. I'm telling you, that's what this is. I mean, we got something going on. Okay, cool. Rosy. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them ones. It's like, it's nuts. But I mean, what do you guys make of Chelsea in the last couple, since Tuchel's arrived? Just like, what have you made of us? Because obviously, not a lot of goals conceded, but a bit toothless in attack, high possession, organised. I feel like, once again, Pep, Sarri, these type of coaches do use possession to make sure the defense is solid. If we have the ball, you can't score type of method. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of big signings that are not doing it at the moment. Just what do you guys make of it, Matt? I'll start with you, bro.
Yeah, do you know, I think he kind of sums it up best, because when it comes to Tuchel, he does like the possession type football, and I think it is whether to kind of negate away from the fact of your defense isn't the greatest right now when it comes to individually. I think maybe when Thiago Silva comes back, I think he may trust him more to maybe potentially stick to 4 at the back. But I think until Thiago Silva at least gets fit, I think he's going to stick with the 3-4-3. And I just think as well, it's under Tuchel, it's a learning curve, isn't it? So I think, again, like, I think possession is a good thing, but it's how you use the possession. And as you said, I feel like Chelsea's is sometimes in a game where it's like, you can go and attack, you know, but they won't. It's like they're sometimes always waiting for that perfect pass or that perfect goal. Whereas sometimes I feel like, right, just go at your man and make it happen because you've got the players to do it. Let's be real. I'm not going to sit here and say Pulisic is a good player. So is Werner. I even think Tammy Abraham, is a decent player as well. Giroud has already showed he isn't past it just yet. You've got what's my man's name? Hudson-Odoi, who I rate highly as well. Yeah. I think for me personally, again, this is another thing as well, yeah? You see Hudson-Odoi. I'm not a Chelsea man. I don't watch him as hard as you, man, obviously. But he's a talent and he's playing right wing back. For me, that is, when I say mind-boggling, like mind-boggling, isn't it? Like he should be in a 4-3-3 as one either on the left or on the right. But man's playing wing back. I'm sorry, that should be Reece James. That should be Reece James, isn't it? And if you want to play,
for me personally, I don't really like Reece James at right wing back because when I look at right wing back, it can be right wing back or it can be right mid or right wing. Like our wing backs push up quite high, so they act as wingers anyway. I feel like it depends on how you use the formation. If you do a 3-4-3 and you play it with like how Conte does, then your wing backs do become quite defensive at times, and they're not, you know, they you do become sufferable, as he said. You can be counter-attacking in low blocks. But the way Tuchel seems to want to do it, and Nagelsmann, all these coaches, they want to push the wing backs quite high up and then use the double pivot in the middle as your defensive for the 5 to make up the 5 with the 3 at the back. So I don't really mind him playing there short term. Long term, I would hope that he would move higher up the pitch because, like you said, he is a winger.
Yeah,
you know
because
he is a winger, not a right wing back. But
I
think
kind
Reece James, go for it.
You know, I was going to say quickly because the way how he plays, I feel like you can tell he's been given like instructions, like specifically stay on that byline and whipping across or create something there. Whereas like he needs to come inside more. He needs to take on his man and come inside. But if you the way how I see him, he literally is a byline player. And if he can beat his man and fling it in, then it's all cool. And I'm like, he's got more to his game than that.
Yeah.
Trust me. Well, you already know. Hudson-Odoi's got more to his game than that. Like, that's what I look at that and think, nah, he's got to be doing more. But yeah.
I think it's a short-term thing to get Chelsea in the top 4 with the results. Just literally just eye on results. But long-term, I would hope that he would move him higher up. I mean, Drifty, what have you made of Chelsea so far? Because obviously, I mean, a lot of people, it's been a good start. We're unbeaten. But at the same time, 2 draws in the last 2 games, lack of goals. I feel like even the Atletico game, a prime Chelsea team, kill them. Do you know what I mean? Diego Simeone came in with the most negative football I've ever seen and inflated, you know, Spurs type, Jose Mourinho type vibe. What have you made of us? In terms of our attack now versus your defense, it's actually going to be quite interesting, isn't it? Because you guys are missing players, but we can't score for shit.
Yeah, it's a tough one of how I think of Chelsea since Tuchel come in because, as you said, you haven't been letting in goals, but you haven't been looking impressive in front of goal. But I know on any given day you can score goals, so maybe it might click one day and then you do start scoring goals and then he's got the whole thing lined up. I don't know. I'd probably say, and I don't even mean this with any disrespect, I would say Tuchel is like a Klopp, like understudy type of manager in terms of Klopp, somebody who we probably looked up to and maybe tried to emulate in ways. Obviously, he has his own philosophies to an extent, but I remember when Tuchel was at Dortmund, he did kind of play a similar brand of football to what Klopp did. He tried to anyway, at the beginning for his like first year or two. So maybe there are some similarities that he might start slow and then build up like Klopp did. Klopp had quite a slow start to his Liverpool career, and then as he fine-tuned things, it got better and better and better. It might happen like that for Tuchel. I don't think Tuchel is an elite manager, and that's not even being shady. I do think Chelsea are better than Tuchel. That's not to say I don't think he could be successful, but I do think you're better than him. Yeah, I think for you to get back to where you want to be, I think you would need a better manager than him. But I'm not saying that doesn't mean that he can't win you anything. You know what I mean? So I think the jury's out. As for our defense, boy, I'll be honest with you, brother. If you lot play Giroud, I think Giroud will be smiling from ear to ear about playing against Kabak. Bro, he'll be smiling from ear to ear. Now, don't get me wrong, Phillips is very good in the air, but as good as he is in the air, I still don't believe he can win an aerial duel with Giroud, because it don't really get much better than Giroud when it comes to aerial battles.
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. That your attack versus our defense is a very, very, very intriguing situation. I can't lie. It's very intriguing in a nervous way.
Yeah, I keep saying to myself, of the attackers we've got, if they can't get themselves, if they can't be licking their lips for this, then their lips gonna go dry. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the Vaseline thing, because there's no way they can't get some goal here now. Do you know what I mean? That's my thing. I know I don't think you guys will sit back, which might play into our hands as well. We've got a lot of Bundesliga attackers where Kai Havertz as well, they're used to a bit more space than they get in this league. So I feel like if you guys do play a mid block or a high line, they might say to themselves, okay, cool, there's some space there. Do you know what I'm saying? If someone can pick them out, that's always another if as well. Someone said here with the super chat, which 3 Liverpool players would you take, injured included? Bro, that makes my life very easy. Thank you. And Kopish, which 3 Chelsea players would you take? For me, first 3 players I'm taking from your team, Van Dijk, I'm taking Alisson, those 2 off the bat. And then I'm thinking about positions. Probably Robertson, because I'm thinking about what we need. Goalkeeper, centre back, left back. Because Chilwell, I don't really know. So
well, that's funny you say that, because I heard all the Chelsea fans earlier on saying Chilwell was the best left back in the league.
Yeah, that weren't me still. I don't care. I don't do that thing. I don't play them games. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what some of these brothers are smoking at the start of the season. He started well, cool, but he didn't have a great season last year at Leicester. I think potential-wise he can improve, and I think Tuchel can coach him and he can improve. But to be saying he's the best left back in the league is just downright disgrace to Robertson and even Digne at Everton. Great player as well. We're having a great season. Even Regulon at Tottenham, very good player. There's some very good left backs in this league. So yeah, I don't take any responsibility for their actions. What about you guys? Three Chelsea players would you take?
That's easy for me, but I'm just going straight down the spine. Thiago Silva, Kante, and this isn't based on whether what I need for my team. It's just who I think are your greatest players. Kante, Thiago Silva, and Pulisic. All 3 of those guys. Kante and Pulisic, I love those guys.
I feel like Kante would thrive for you lot. Mad.
Yeah, I love
Kante. Would be sweet.
And if anybody knows
Kante,
I'm telling you, and you see Pulisic, yeah. Like Matt already knows, because we used to talk about this a lot. When Coutinho left, Pulisic was the one I was like, okay, just go and get him. I don't really care what else you do. Just go and get him. And everyone used to think that I was being a bit over the top with how highly I rated him. But you see that couple of months last season when he was able to stay fit, I think everyone went, oh, he is a baller. Okay, I get it now. Chelsea are FA Cup champions if he doesn't pull that hamstring. Pulisic is a baller. So, yeah, those are the 3 that I would take.
That's mad. I might even change my answer from Robertson to Fabinho now that I think, because we need a holding midfielder. We need a lot of things. And that's mad because we just spent so much money.
Yeah, it's true.
It's mad.
Yeah, that's crazy still, yeah.
You spent so much money and we need so much. I mean, Callum, what do you make of Chelsea as well under Tuchel, just in the opening month, I guess, that you've seen? Obviously, for me, he's great in the media. That's the one thing I've seen. Them interviews are great content. I just need the content in the front 3 to be a bit better. But what do you think?
I think he's solidified your team. Like teams were playing Chelsea and thinking, well, they spent all this money and we can get at them like this. Whereas he's coming and he's like, look, stop with this nonsense. Like, let's stabilize. He's building a foundation from what it looks like. It would have been very interesting to see how he would have spent that money in the summer if he was in the job. But I think he solidified your team. It's now a case of blending the solidity with a bit of flair up top. Like when he was at PSG, he had Neymar, he had Mbappe, Di Maria, Icardi. He had killers in it. Yeah. He doesn't necessarily have that at Chelsea, so it's a case of can he coach that? And then even when you look further back at Dortmund, he had Aubameyang, he had Dembele, he had Pulisic, he had ballers there. So he's like, you not say you haven't got ballers, but you haven't got those cutthroat killers that Dortmund had and that PSG have now. So it's going to be interesting to see how he actually coaches it out of your attack to see if he can actually get them firing. So, I mean, I expect you guys to be solid for the rest of the season because Tuchel's not a man that really leaks goals. He's never really leaked goals. He's been pretty solid. In terms of the 3 players I'll take from you guys, though, without doubt, Kante is the first name I'm picking. He's a machine. Like, him under Klopp would be a madness. The next player I'm taking, probably, I know I'm probably gonna turn a few heads with it. Reece James. I'll take Reece James.
Really? Even though you have Trent?
Yeah, because I think Reece James could be a nice player to have in rotation with Trent. I believe in competition. I think Trent and Reece James, like, playing each other for that right back position could help us to thrive, and it solidifies that position for about 10 years as well if they both stay at the club. And then the third player, this is where it's a bit tough. It would probably have to be, I know I'm going to probably get slated for this because he's been poor, but I think under Klopp, Havertz could do really well for us.
I think he's a quality player, Havertz. I think that was probably my favourite signing out of everyone. I think fundamentally he's got almost everything. The only thing that he needs to work on is just when he receives the ball and it's a tight situation to use his body a bit better. But I think he's got the passing range. I saw that at Bayer Leverkusen. He can get goals, play a variety of positions. He's got a bit of skill in his game. He does press as well. So I feel like he's got a bit of everything. And obviously he can get some heading in there as well with the height that he has. Matt, who would you take, bro, from this team? Because it's a madness.
No, it is. I'm definitely taking Kante. Kante straight away because he's just different, isn't it? And as you lot have already said, him in our midfield, oh my bro, we don't even need those double pivots. We don't even need a pivot.
You're almost more suited to him than we are at times, for me.
Yeah, he'll just be mopping up, bro. Like literally, like you could put Kante by himself and he just does the thing. Like bro, Kante's all worldly for me. Next I'll take is, trying to think, probably Thiago Silva now, because even though he's at an age where he may not be the Thiago Silva of old, he's still a quality defender, and I think him in our squad right now would still be amazing. And just him being there, if we would have got him instead of you guys in the summer, he would have helped us out dramatically. So and I still rate the guy, and I think he's legendary for me. So T Silva, and the last one, I want to say Werner because I wanted Werner like for time, but I think it's out of Werner and Pulisic, isn't it? Because I've always rated Pulisic.
So many people don't now. Now it's nice to hear you say that because a lot of people,
he's a baller, bro.
Don't now because of the season he's having. But
no, Pulisic can ball out. He can ball out. And he's more techie than Werner. I think Werner. You see, the thing is, in our system, I think Werner potentially may get more goals than what he would than Pulisic because of the style of play. But I just think Pulisic can just cause a lot more havoc.
Yeah. Because
Pulisic is that techie guy that can take on like two guys and play a through ball. Yeah. Don't underestimate Pulisic's passing either. Like, don't underestimate it.
His decision making is there. It's been off this seson, but when is that? Even at Dortmund, his decision making is good.
That's what I'm saying. So I think I'd edge it to Pulisic, but at the same time, I'll probably get slack. But if I couldn't get Pulisic, I would still take Werner.
Mount's another one I rate who people seem to have an agenda with.
Ball out.
Yeah, you guys rate him, yeah? Our fan base point with this brother all day long, every day, man. It's nuts.
But you know why? Because he doesn't get the numbers. And a lot of people just concentrate too much on the stats and the numbers. And I get it. His end product is quite poor. That part of his game he definitely needs to
Mount.
His Yeah. Sometimes his decision making,
final pass or the shot.
Yeah, the final pass or whether to shoot.
I actually think he's decent sometimes.
I think it's technique.
No, it needs to improve.
No, because think about the run he went on the other day, and against Atletico. I think it might have been. Was it against Atletico in the Prem? Where like. No, it was in the Prem.
United, the run, isn't it?
Yeah, Man United, yeah. And he cut inside, and I think did he have the shot? Was it blocked right at the end?
No, he should have shot, but he touched it across the goal. And I'm like, you had a Firmino moment. Just put your foot through that.
Yeah, that is true. But at the same time, if that pass comes off, you're thinking, what a great play. That's the thing.
But
it's
there
fine
weren't a pass
margins.
there, bro.
No, but bro,
it was
hear
a
me out.
crowded box. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Hear me out. It's fine margins because you say it's decision making, but when you got that ball, another player might have just taken a touch and then thought, nah, this is long, like I might have to come back. Mount, I like Mount because he's adventurous and he's techie with it. And I think he has got the decision making. I just think he hasn't got the final part. He hasn't got the killer.
But he's still very young to have that, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think we're used to growing up. You see, Fabregas at a young age had it.
Exactly. That's what you're comparing
Foden has it, but it takes time for some of the other brothers to have it. I think he's got more technique than a lot of our fan base give him credit for. The way that you see him in tight situations when he's got the ball and he needs to get himself out of the situation, that's where you can see his skill comes in. And he does not make a play or flick it around. So I think there's something. Yeah.
So there's a very strong argument Mount has been the best young English player this season.
Do you think
There's candidates in there like Saka, who's having a good season with Arsenal. Foden. Obviously. I'll even throw Jones in because Jones has been wicked for us as well. But there's a strong argument Mount's been the best of the bunch. Like there's a very strong argument.
I think I would probably go with Foden or Saka, you know.
Same much Foden or Saka.
I think Foden has been incredible. When De Bruyne, especially when De Bruyne's out. Yeah, especially when De Bruyne's out, and to take that mantle in that team. Obviously, David Silva was sold as well. I think Foden's been incredible, but there's a lot of young English players coming through, and that's on Southgate now. You know what I'm saying?
You not say that, yeah. But in Mount's defense, I think Foden hasn't played as much. He has been brilliant when he's played, but he hasn't played as much. It took about 10 games before Foden even saw the pitch, really. And Saka is performing extremely well because he is definitely a talent. But Arsenal's been really bad, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. It's easier to stand out in a team where everyone's been poor because if you do anything good, it's very noticeable. Chelsea are in top 4, and Mount's been their best player all season.
I don't know, Drift. I'll be honest. You take Saka out of the Arsenal team, and they might be facing relegation.
No,
Saka's been amazing, bro.
No, he has. But even though he's been good, what I'm saying is it's still easier to stand out when everyone around you isn't doing anything, because anything you do, people go, oh, that's a heavy, he finally did something.
No, but it's...
Chelsea, Mount's been the best player in a team that spent all that money and got all those world-class footballers.
I don't know if Mount's been the best player. I'd say he's maybe up there, but when you talk about Saka, it's like leaps and shoulders, because even though what you may be saying about, Arsenal being poor, he's a young player and he's carrying a team of that magnitude, regardless of how you see Arsenal. Arsenal is still Arsenal historically, so that weighs a lot on someone's shoulders.
I get that.
Is a Mazza, and then Foden, on top of that as well, as Matisse has already said, when De Bruyne is out, and it's not all the time, but Foden just fits in like he's been playing there like for 5 years. Do you know how big of a thing that is for a player of his age to kind of just fit in, and it's like, and they're doing some mad stuff. But look what Foden done to us. He kind of said, listen, you man thought you were playing against David Silva. Nah, you're playing against Phil Foden. And he showed us levels, bro. He showed us levels. So
I hear that.
For me, I'd say them too.
I hear that, but I still think Mount definitely has to be in that conversation for me.
Big up to Joe in the chat as well.
Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Cheeky
Sport, bro.
Big up Joe
in the building. You know what I mean? Make sure you guys follow up on the IG and the Instagram as well. Big up Joe. Big up, man.
Big up Joe, man.
Bless. And then obviously this super chat. I don't know. Is this from your channel? Is this another one of your guys?
Yeah, I usually do a Sean Dyche impression, innit?
Oh, okay. I was so confused. When I saw it, I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, all right, I'll let Callum obviously know.
What should I say about Giroud, Nat Phillips, what can I say? A battle worthy of WrestleMania. This is two juggernauts in the air can do nothing wrong. You throw it in the air, goodness me, it's fireworks, isn't it? Nat Phillips is supreme. It's like Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior from back in the day. You remember? Yeah. Two titans colliding in the air. What can I say? Nat Phillips undefeated in the air. Giroud, he's like a throwback. French throwback he is. He's like Chris Sutton from France he is. But I can't believe that all. Two juggernauts, two massive human beings. Throw the ball in the air. Let's have it. Sean Dyche, let's have it.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Man said French Chris Sutton.
Yo,
I'm done.
listen, when you said that, I was like, oh my god.
It kills my throat, though. I'm not gonna lie.
That hit me. Because I used to have Chris Sutton, Celtic and Blackburn, obviously Chelsea. Yo, that hit me there. Chris Sutton, French. That's hilarious, fam. Oh my goodness. Is this something that he makes you do every single show?
Yeah, it kills me, though. I'm not gonna lie. It genuinely burns my
You're gonna kill Callum, fam. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Matt was playing box to box under Tuchel came in. His end product will improve. Matt only shows his techers when he needs to get out of a situation. 100% Canberra. I couldn't agree more. I mean, guys, before we wrap up, I mean, we have to get to the sticky situation of a combined 11 and then predictions real quick. I mean, let's just get straight in from the goalkeeper. I don't think there's any arguments in terms of. I mean, Mendy's been good this season. I mean, first of all, we'll do it on players that are obviously available. I think for this fixture, will we go form or will we just? What do you guys think with that?
I think you've got to go form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all right.
I think so.
I've done this already today. It gets a bit sticky, but yeah.
You know what? We're in, oh no! If we do form, you brothers are screwed, fam.
I know.
You lost all your games.
We're not looking good though. We're not looking good. For form,
No,
we're
but
not
remember
looking
the form of the individual player is still a bit different than the team.
Because usually this wouldn't be a thing, but you guys have lost their games. I might have a shot here. So in goal, who are we going with? Because I think Alisson was having some shaky moments, wasn't he, in goal?
Mm.
But
yeah, his last two games were his worst games he's actually had in a Liverpool shirt.
So on form, then on form would it be? What do you guys think?
I'll still go Ali.
Yeah,
Ali,
it's still
yeah. I still would pick Ali though.
I'd sacrifice that one because Ali's a top goalkeeper, to be fair. World class.
I'm still not sold on Mendy. I don't think he's rubbish, but I still think if Chelsea want to be elite again, then you've still got to upgrade the goalie you just bought.
Yeah.
Donnarumma, I'm hearing, innit?
Yeah, I saw those links.
Don't put that in the
If you get my man is different.
That's like
you think it's worth dealing with Riola?
Yeah, for him, yeah.
For Donnarumma, yes, bro,
on a free,
100%.
100%.
Contract running down. Donnarumma, listen. I don't. In fact, let's not talk about it. I don't want to put it in the universe. As Drift said, I'm not talking about it. Guys, it's ridiculous.
Because a lot of people was toying with it, but cool. Yeah, Donnarumma is a bad boy. It's just that Riola thing. When he gets into your club, he's like an infection. But we move. Formation-wise, I guess, what do we go with? I mean, majority of the times this season we've been playing a 4, so I guess we can lean that way more than the 3. The 3 we've only been playing for the last month, and you guys play a 4. I mean, left back. Who are you guys going with? I mean, for me, I'm happy to sacrifice that team still.
Yeah, Robbo.
Yeah, Robbo.
Right back, I'm more leaning towards Reece James. I think Trent's been quite poor defensively this season. I've seen a lot of moments where he's got twisted. I think Reece James physically is just a bit more imposing. And I speak about that balance between attack and defense. I feel like sometimes Trent defensively gets caught 1v1, whereas Reece I'm a little bit more confident with. I'll probably go with Reece at right back. What do you guys think of that?
I still think Reece gets done on a one-on-one quite a lot, though. I do think he's slightly better defensively than Trent. And the thing, I rate Reece. It's the thing is, when you take the banter out of it, the Mounts, the Reece James, the Hudson-Odoi, these guys are good footballers, you know what I mean? So it's not shade. I would just give it to Trent based on, even if you're going form, Trent's last couple of games have actually been very good. And just overall as a footballer, I think Trent is better defensively than people give him credit for. And offensively, he's second to none. So I'm always going to go Trent.
Okay. What about you guys?
I'd actually go Reece.
I got to decide in voting, innit? Kind of. Here's the thing. I like Reece James and what he does because, again, I think defensively he's a bit better than Trent, but then I think from an attacking point, Trent for me is like there's no one compares to Trent. Like when we look about over assists, what this guy does, and I'm not necessarily this season, so to speak, but Drift has made a good point. His last couple of games, Trent has played very well. And the reason why I feel like as well, Trent looks worse defensively is because of the way how our system is. Remember, we're a lot more open. So when we play that high line, when you're normally isolated in a one-on-one situation, a lot of man can roast you. Let's be real, because if Chelsea, if you not played at that high line like we kind of do, I do feel like Reece James might get exposed a bit more, even though he's more physically imposing. And obviously, I think he's quicker than Trent. But I just think the way how the system is, the system kind of exposes Trent to a degree, especially when Henderson's not there. Yeah. I can't take it away from Trent. I have to go Trent, bro. That's
right. He's gonna do that to us, yeah. On big X Factor. Oh my god.
I have to, bro. I have to be true in it.
Oh my goodness. All right, fair enough. So what is it?
No, but there'll be some others where I won't be able to back it. I can't even lie.
Yeah, usually you have to get 3 votes in it. So damn, that's just a split decision. I'll let the comments deal with that one. Centre back pairing.
We ain't got.
Available.
We ain't even got
it. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
You just pick whatever Chelsea defenders you want and pick them, bro. We ain't got no dog in that fight, bro.
Nothing in the back.
That's nice and quick. So Chelsea fans, I mean, do you know what? We'll just go with Christensen and Rudiger because they've been in form. They've kept clean sheets. We've not been conceding goals, and I wouldn't ever put Aspilicueta at centre back because he's a bit small in a 4. Then moving into midfield, I mean, I don't even know who's available for you, man, in midfield, but I would throw in Kovacic as probably our most informed deep midfielder, and then Mount if we're going with 4-3. I'd throw in those two, Mount and Kovacic. What about you guys?
I'd throw in Genie as the third. I'm okay with the other. I'm okay with the Chelsea ones. I don't know about
the thing is, if we're basing it on form, then Kovacic will probably get in, but I still feel like overall there's an argument Jones has had as good a season as Kovacic. He's been very good for us. Very good for us. Ooh. No, he's been very good for us, man.
He has. I think Kovacic is a player that's slept on, though, you know, Drift. He's a bit like how you see how Genie is before us.
Yeah, I was about to
like. I feel like Kovacic is Chelsea's Genie.
I'm not denying that. Kovacic, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that at all. I just think that there is an argument that Jones has had as good a season as him overall because Jones has been apart from one bad game, Jones has been very good for us this season. Very good for us. So
someone in here said Thiago. There's no way Thiago gets
no, not informed. Thiago.
No, he hasn't even played enough.
That's games. Why we have to say form because if it's ability, then we're just asking who's playing with him.
We just go to FIFA for that. Do you know what I mean?
We're basing it on form. So yeah, I won't put Thiago in there on form. No.
Okay. And what about you, Matt? How would your 3 look?
I think I probably would put Kovacic ahead of Jones, you know. Even though I think Jones has been like sensational for us, Kovacic, as Carl said, he slept on like massively. Like, and I think unless you watch him, you may just think, he's just Kovacic, he's just a midfielder, innit? He just keeps things ticking. But my guy does a lot of work, and he's kind of a link player, in my opinion, kind of like what Gini Wijnaldum is for what he does for us. So I think if it's a midfield 3, and because we've had the amount of injuries we've had, I probably would go Gini Wijnaldum. I think Mason Mount and Kovacic as well. Still, I think
I would agree with that. Some people have been saying Fabinho, but
hasn't played enough games.
We don't know centre back. If he was
half the time anyway, so
hasn't played enough games at DM, unfortunately.
Yeah. And plus, obviously, if we knew he was fit, then we'd be asking which Chelsea player you want to play next to him in defence because he's been impeccable this season at centre.
Yeah.
But we don't know if he's going to be fit. That's the only reason I didn't include him.
Yeah. That's fair. And then that front 3, it's an interesting one because I'm not gonna lie, our guys have not really been putting up the statistics for me to be like, I can't put Ziyech in there, I can't put Pulisic in there. Hudson-Odoi, I could vouch for maybe. Giroud.
I think Giroud and Salah's going.
Salah's definitely in there. Salah took goal scorer. So
for me,
Salah's got to go in there for the stats.
It's Hudson-Odoi, Giroud and Salah. That's who I would pick as the 3.
I'm all right with that, you know. I'm cool with that. What about you guys?
It's the third player. Sorry, Matt.
No. Go ahead, Carl. Go ahead. I'm still thinking. Okay. Yeah, go.
It's the third player. Giroud and Salah, definitely. The thing is, I've been so critical of Mane this season because I just don't think he's hit the heights. But then again, I think as bad as he's been, has Callum Hudson-Odoi actually been better than Mane this season?
No, not this season, but the last couple of games. That's the only reason.
Yeah, on form, I think.
On form, then yes, Hudson-Odoi. But then again, Hudson-Odoi is playing as a right wing back. Does that have a bearing
Yeah, this is what I was gonna
It's true,
say.
man. That's true.
But if you want me to go back to my old biased ways, I'll do it, bro.
on it? It's Salah and Giroud, definitely, though. Salah and Giroud, definitely.
100. It's as you say, Carl, it's the third man because Werner
All right,
obviously
can we
hasn't
put
been
Jones
firing.
there then, maybe then.
No, Jones can't.
No, Drift, you can't do that. Bro, we're guests. We can't just come in and mess up the thing.
But
Come mess up the whole team.
Jones has played left wing for us twice, including Man United, and he had a good game.
Bro, he played, I think, one game.
Oh, Drift.
Come on, bro. We can't shoehorn man in.
Oh my goodness, mad.
Do you know what? The third guy would probably have to be. See, if he was fit, it'll be Jota, you know. But again, he's been missing for 2 months now because he's been on fire.
Mane by default.
It might, because I still think even the Hudson-Odoi's played like 2 good games. Like if you said to me like, has he created a load of chances? Has he got a load of assists? Has he got a load of goals? Has he been your best player? Has he been your savior at any point? You probably tell me no.
He's had moments. He's had big moments. He's had moments, but I wouldn't say he's been the savior.
Yeah.
It's
you know what? It actually might be Mane. You know, it actually might be Mane, but might.
How about that? I've been told I've got this
Mane's
Mane
not
agenda,
informed,
and
though.
then you lot go and pick Mane.
You know what? Yeah, it's a rough.
It might. I don't know.
If all I needed was Ziyech, Havertz, or Pulisic, one of you brothers to be on form, and this would have been fine. That's all I needed, you know. One of these.
That's what I said. It's because none of them are not on form. That's what I was gonna say. None of them.
Attackers we got, none of them are on forms. I can't even spit. Like no Werner, nothing.
Yeah,
bro, man, you
that is kind of
down. Nuts. All right, we'll leave that with the people because that's a tough one. Now, man said I got to stick up for Odoi, but I can't be biased. It's not like Odoi's been like putting up Foden or Saka numbers or something. Do you know what I mean? He's been very good for us. And by the way, you have to remember as well, he hasn't really played much this season. On form, he's been good recently, but he's also the point where these guys got me is he's been playing right wing back. That's where I was like, shit, because he's not actually playing left wing. Do you know what I mean?
So let's cut you. And there was a game, remember, where he got taken off after coming on as a sub. And I know Tuchel spoke to him and kind of addressed it. But again, if we're going to say form, we kind of have to add that in. You know what I mean? It's techie. That's what I say, techie. It is techie. I can't even think it's a clear winner.
Yeah. If he's playing out of his skin at left wing, then I would hold it. But because he's playing right wing back, it's like he's not even playing the same position. Just quickly before we wrap up as well, because obviously everybody got their things at 9. The battle begins. You know what I mean? Cop goes off. Just know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a madness tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to the game. It's a quick score prediction from everyone. We'll go around. We'll start with you, Callum, and we'll go work our way to Matt and across and everything.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool.
Rah, go on. Back your team. Love that.
2-1 Liverpool.
Matt, what about you?
You guys will score, but I think Salah and don't know who else, but I think Salah's got something for you still. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna be real, bro. Maybe I'm getting too brazen because I know how we've been at Anfield, but I'm still gonna say 2-1, same as Cal, only on the basis because we got a bit of confidence winning our last game.
And Drifty, bro, what about you?
I don't predict scores, bro, because I'm a bit superstitious.
I was waiting for it. You know what that's like?
You know when you go with to a Jamaican food shop and you're like, do you have any curry goat? We don't have that.
Yeah, it's so true. They don't have nothing there, you know.
We don't have that.
But I will tell you that I'm not confident. I'm only about 30% confident we can do something in this game.
Really? It's that deep? Okay.
Yeah. I'm on my knees, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't take the Sheffield win as a kind of a consolation or a feeling of how I feel. I was just happy we got those 3 points. And I enjoyed that second half. It's the first time I've enjoyed watching us play for a long time in that second half. Yeah. But I know Sheffield United are really, really poor at the moment. So I'm not using that as any barometer for my judgment moving forward. Fair. So, yeah, I'm not confident. I know we're capable, but I'm not confident.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Chelsea win. That's more hope, if anything, because obviously I think this is a very 50-50 game. I think it could go either way.
It can.
Mainly because our attack is being so dead, and obviously your defense is looking booky as well. So it really just depends on who actually takes advantage of the situation. I'm going to go
We're
with a 2-1
handing out
win.
3 points, bro, and you ain't won at Anfield for a long time. The omen.
Yeah, we need to win because we need to get. I can't have West Ham United ahead of us no longer. Do you know what I mean? That's Stratford. I can't have that no longer. We have to get that sorted. People.
Westfield settings.
Yeah, Westfield settings, exactly. The shopping centre settings. People, it's been a 6-6 stream. I mean, I don't know which one of you wants to take it away where they let the people know where to find you guys, but it's Team Kopish. Who wants to do the big advertisement? Go for it. I mean, take it away.
Go on then. So Team Kopish on YouTube, Team Kopish on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're going live at 9 with Carefree, Lewis, and Anita. Matisse will obviously do this again. We always see each other, whether it be on the Big Six show, your channel, our channel. You know how it is, man. It's always love. Love for having us on. Really enjoyed this show as well. Yeah. I just hope we hope you don't enjoy tomorrow.
Listen, that's the way you got. That's the way you got to end it. Yeah, 100%. We don't wish nobody well for tomorrow. It's got to be 3 points for us, and
trust me.
And you guys will be feeling the same. People, links will be in the description as well. For the Team Kopish as well. Make sure you go and subscribe. This is why I was so desperate to get them all on, because I knew it was going to be a vibe. The chemistry's lit. It's just only Green Lions and Ultimate Team with these 3. So I was happy. I'm happy, man. Do you know what I mean? It's been a dope stream. We've gone off. You know, it's a good stream when you go off and you go into other little things. You have to come back.
100.
So,
that's what we're best at, bro.
The analogies have been incredible. Someone needs to clip up some of these analogies. They've been mad, especially the kickers one. People, make sure you subscribe and big up yourselves. I will see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, you know what it is. The game coming up next, bro. We got to start praying, people. In a bit, people.
Hey.
Perfect.